what's the approach you at board are taking really to create real business value for your clients in integrating AI applications and all kind of stuff into your software?
That's always the sit back and watch part of any new technology, right? You have this flurry of activity where from a marketing standpoint, everybody wants to jump in and make noise. One of the probably recent opportunities where this has happened is really around the world of blockchain, right? So for a while there, everybody was integrating blockchain into their systems because they could talk about blockchain and make some hype and noise and play off of the buzz that was in the industry. And then we all realized that actually, you know what, we need to make sure that we're using the technology for the right set of use cases and actually driving real business value. You know, just like any other technology, we should be asking, okay, where does this really help? How is it going to help? And what is the value that it's going to drive? And so that has been just my philosophy in general when it comes to any of these new technologies. We always have to take that step back and say, what is it that I'm really trying to do with the technology? What are the problems that I'm really going to solve? What value can I bring as a software provider to my customers so that they can leverage this kind of capability seamlessly in their own organization? And so for us, I could have gone and integrated a text box into my my platform and allowed you to type anything in, and maybe I'd get some answers, maybe not. But we tend to take more of an approach of where does it make the most sense in our platform? What value am I bringing? And then how do I convey that to the users? One of the things that's interesting, and you kind of alluded to it, is the fact that the first element that it's really affecting is the user experience. You go to ChatGPT, it's an easy user experience. You go to Bing, it's an easy user experience. And it's the way in which people can interact with it was very, very, very simple, even if the underlying technology and the concepts may not be. And so that's what we see as well. The first thing that it's really going to influence and provide value towards is how do users interact with, for example, their data. I call it having a conversation with your data, right? How can I, in another metaphor or another mechanism or a much more natural way, how can I derive value from the data that I brought, in this case, into board? Right? So all the planning data, all this data from a variety of different sources. It's one of our strong suits. I can bring all this data in from all these different sources, store it in a very, very efficient and performant manner. This is yet another way that I can then interact with that information.